guys, and welcome to another live broadcast. It is Monday night. Tonight we are going to talk about how much is too much, and we're going to talk specifically about water, mineral water, and caffeine, and we're going to talk about it in regards to intermittent fasting. So if you are new, welcome. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. And for me, that has been done over the past couple of years with introducing intermittent fasting into my lifestyle. So today we're going to talk about 3 things that are very important to your success with intermittent fasting. And one of the reason we came up with this topic tonight was basically a question that came up into one of the online courses that I run for aging women who are looking to do some things in their life nutritionally to kind of help them balance out their hormones, reverse some of the aging symptoms and conditions that come as we age and as our hormones start to change. And so the question was, how much caffeine or mineral water is too much? And so I also threw in the category of water because that often comes up too. And being afraid of doing too much caffeine or too much mineral water or too much water generally comes from a lot of the stuff that we see right here on the internet and some of the horror stories that we hear from people. So I did a little bit of research just to kind of make sure that everything that I shared with you tonight is actually based off of facts. And then I always like to make sure that I let you guys know that everything that we talk about here should be kind of experimented with on your own body, because every woman's body is different and every woman's body responds to things differently. So never take anything that you hear from myself or off the internet in general as something that is steadfast 100% is going to apply to you exactly as described, because remember, we all come into these situations with our own food stories, our own history, our own chemical processes that we have for ourselves that are very personalized. And so I always say experiment with some things and then kind of be very tuned into your body and see how your personal body is responding to whatever changes you're incorporating for yourself. There's really no hard, fast rule to anything. And then as always, I always like to remind everyone that I am not a doctor and I am not a nutritionist. I'm just a woman who has been experimenting with these things and has been in the health and fitness industry for a very long time. And so I just share what it is that I'm doing and with the courses that I run online so that you guys can also benefit from that information as well. Okay, so caffeine. Let's hit that one first. I have a number here. I did a little research to see what like the safe levels of coffee or caffeine in general, because not all caffeine is taken in the form of coffee. Some people do it in the form of iced tea or maybe even some like sports drinks or whatever that you're using for your little caffeine burst. So about 400 milligrams is what's considered to still be safe for coffee drinkers. I think that's about on average 4 cups of coffee. So 4 cups of coffee a day would be considered still safe levels of caffeine for the general purpose of taking in caffeine. And remember, everybody's body's different. Some people are caffeine adaptive, other people's are not. And so what caffeine adaptation means for your body, it just basically means that you can take in caffeine, your body metabolizes it, and then is sort of done using it. So other people who are not caffeine adaptive get jitters, maybe have racing hearts, and just feel uncomfortable anytime that they have caffeine in their system. So you got to kind of know that first and foremost if your body's caffeine adaptive and how you respond to caffeine when you ingest it. I personally am very caffeine adaptive. I can have caffeine pretty much any time of my day, and I usually don't have any issues going to sleep at all, so it's never really an issue for me. Now, with that being said, I always like to say, especially when you're incorporating intermittent fasting, that you use things as a tool and not a crutch. And so with coffee, I always recommend, if you're a coffee drinker, 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee a day is probably all that you really need to get the benefits of coffee or caffeine when you're incorporating it with your fasting regimen. Keeping in mind also that there's a lot of different variations of coffee that people are using when they are intermittent fasting. Some people are using like coconut oil and stevia in their coffee. Some people are having it black. Some people are doing the quote unquote bulletproof version of coffee where they're putting butter and some MCT oils and stuff in their coffee. Keeping in mind that the more you go on the fixing end of things, so you're putting stuff in your coffee, the more you're just putting in your body for your body to process, and you're not doing just straight black coffee, which is actually considered an antioxidant and can have some other like thermogenic benefits to you as well. So just keeping all of that in mind, how you're making your coffee can affect you as well. If you feel like you're running purely off caffeine, then I call that a crutch and not really a tool. And you should probably, maybe evaluate what you're doing in your day nutritionally, or maybe what you're doing the night before, where you absolutely need caffeine to kickstart your day or to get you energized to get through your day. 1 or 2 cups is probably all you really need to kind of offset some hunger hormones and get yourself kind of on that energy kick. Again, if you're maxing out 4 cups a day, or you feel like you're just constantly reaching for some caffeine throughout the day, I would kind of journalize what you're doing in your life and seeing if there's some things that you can change nutritionally or lifestyle to where you don't necessarily need coffee, but rather want it in your day. And then keeping in mind the things that you put in coffee can kind of change the effect or benefit that it has on your system as well. So 400 milligrams are considered safe still for the average person. I say anything over 2 cups, this is just my personal opinion, you're kind of using it as a crutch and not really the tool that you need to kind of offset hunger hormones and kind of get you through your day with your fasting. Okay, mineral water. Can you overdo mineral water? Of course, we can overdo anything that we're kind of putting into our system, but again, there's a lot of benefits to mineral water, and mineral water is actually considered a lot safer and more beneficial for our system than tap water is, because our tap water is generally processed and is filtered through a lot of different systems. And so oftentimes a lot of those minerals that we need are not even present in our drinking water if we're using tap water or a lot of just plastic bottled waters. And again, we know that the plastic bottled waters are not good for us. They're considered, toxic as far as the breakdown of the plastic. And we definitely don't want to be drinking out of plastic bottles if they're exposed to any heat of any kind, because again, that sort of breaks down the plastic and makes the water that you're drinking toxic and carcinogenic and all those scary things. So avoid plastic if at all possible. The great thing about mineral water is it is filled with the potassium, the magnesium, and the sodium, and a lot of times calcium that our bodies need, especially as we're fasting, because we can very easily become mineral deficient just because of the fact that by nature of what we do fasting, we generally become we turn to food a lot less than we normally would. And so there is that opportunity to kind of become mineral deficient. And we're also increasing our water intake, which can also flush out some minerals. So I would say, again, you go off the how is your body feeling and how is this working for me sort of test. If you feel like you're not feeling well, maybe you're getting a headache. Some people notice some digestive discomfort from ingesting too much magnesium. If you're kind of feeling those things, then I would say do the 7-day test. Maybe monitor how much mineral water you're drinking. Give it a break for 7 days, see if some of those symptoms subside. If they do, then it could in fact be that you're just drinking too much mineral water, and maybe you need to add just some regular water in as well. So mineral water, again, it's that personalized thing. If you're not feeling well drinking the amount of mineral water you're drinking, give it a break for 7 days and then reevaluate your situation. Sometimes even just changing the brand of mineral water might make a difference on how you're feeling as well. In general, you can't overdo mineral water. It's not considered unsafe at all because mineral water is generally considered the safer water to choose from. Some of the mineral water brands that I like to drink, I talk about very openly here. Pellegrino is a great mineral water. I drink that very often, as well as the Mountain Valley spring water, both carbonated and just regular water as well. And then LaCroix and Topo Chico are ones that I reach for also. LaCroix I tend to reach for less these days just because I don't want to drink anything that's out of an aluminum can too often. I'm trying to reduce the aluminum in my life. And so I just kind of use that sparingly now and then reach for my Mountain Valley spring water most and my San Pellegrino and Topo Chico second. Okay, What about regular water? What if you're not in a situation where you can purchase expensive mineral waters, or maybe they don't have any where you live, and so your only option is tap water? Can you drink too much tap water? The only real danger of drinking too much tap water is if you are drinking so much that you're flushing all the minerals out of your system, and that means you would have to be taking in no minerals for that to happen. There is something called water intoxication, and that's when you kind of just overload your body with water. That generally only happens if you're in a situation where you can't eliminate the water. So if you're ingesting a bunch of water and then you can't release it, there is a risk of water intoxication. Most of the people here and most of us who are kind of doing these things to better our life nutritionally or health-wise usually are in a situation where we can have the ability to ingest water and then eliminate it. Often that's the bigger problem when we're drinking a lot of water, is having to go to the restroom all the time. So it's usually not a big problem or something that we should be concerned about as far as over drinking water. Generally, we're underhydrating ourselves, so it shouldn't be a problem for anyone. And then if you're ever wondering if you have enough water flowing through your system, there's always the urine visualization test that you can do. So when you go into the restroom and you urinate, you can kind of visually check what is left behind. And if your urine is a light yellow or white color and there's no like overly noticeable odor, then you're pretty much hydrated to the level at which your body needs to be hydrated to function properly. If your urine is dark and yellow or is very prominent in its odor, then you probably need to get some more water through your system. Last week, I did a live broadcast where I talked about how I manage my water, how I kind of, account for how much water I drink in a day. And I have a system that I have set up where I start my day with a Mountain Valley Spring water. It's a 25-ounce bottle. Then I use my insulated water bottle here. It's a 25-ounce bottle. I fill that up at least twice throughout the day. And then I close out my day with at least another spring water. In between that, I might have a Topo Chico or a San Pellegrino. So I get at least 100 ounces of water in my body a day. I feel absolutely amazing. I do balance it out between mineral water and regular water. And then I usually start my day after I have my first bottle of my Mountain Valley water. Then I do have a cup of coffee. I probably have a cup and a half of coffee a day. And then that's all I have as far as caffeine. And then I close out the rest of my day with my water. So I would say, if you're feeling sort of sluggish, what we found out with a couple of women in our June Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course is that they were actually dehydrated and they weren't drinking enough water. So it's really hard, I think, to drink too much water, whether it be mineral or regular water. Our bodies just, I think as a society in general, we just underdrink water because there's too many other options to sort of choose from to sort of quench our thirst or satisfy something that we kind of want to just take in as flavor. So if you find that you're feeling a little bit sluggish, or maybe you're going throughout the day with a headache, you might want to cut back on the caffeine, up your water intake a little bit, and then just manage and monitor what it is that your body's actually eliminating to make sure that visually you can see that you're actually hydrating your body to the level that it needs to be hydrated at. There's all kinds of great benefits from drinking water. We know that it helps our skin stay hydrated. It helps our metabolism. It helps flush out fat. It helps keep our body balanced. Adding in some of the mineral waters helps keeps our alkalinity leveled out. So there's so many benefits to water. If you find that you're not getting the results that you want, again, I always caution you to go back and kind of journalize what it is you're doing throughout your day. And the one best thing that you can do for yourself is just think about getting that water intake, up 25 ounces, I would say, increase it at a time, and then kind of see how your results are and see how you're feeling and see if it makes some improvements for you. So quickly, I'm going to go through the comments on YouTube and see who we've got here today and welcome everyone and answer some questions. Claire, good to see you. Janet, nice to see you as well. Debbie, hello. Irresistible, I think is how it is. Hello. Christine, how are you? Excuse my handle. It's an old one. Oh, I know. Shane, I love the lives. Oh, good. Glad to have you here. Mary, good to see you. Sean from Wisconsin. Club soda is simply carbonated tap water, right? I think so. I don't think there's anything in it except what the carbonation has. Cassandra, hello. Hello, Linda. I recently stopped buying mineral water and started making soul water. Yeah, I think if you can make your own water, that's probably the best way to go. I just don't want to bother with it. Suzanne, regarding tap water, I developed a fluoride intolerance after moving to the city. If you have a weird soapy taste in your mouth, what was that? After drinking a hot beverage. Fleming, is there any way to get the minerals in your mineral water in another form, i.e. pills? Yeah, you can actually Google how to make mineral water, and there's all kinds of recipes out there. So you're basically just adding in potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. You can do that through like putting in some Epsom salts or just maybe some Himalayan sea salt. Just adding minerals. I think you can get in like a shaker form, like mineralized, supplements that you can actually just add into your water. So there's lots of different ways that you can get it done. I would say just Google it and see what you come up with. I think the company that I do some work for actually sells a mineralized shaking, like, concentrated kind of thing that you can put in your water too. So if you are looking for something like that, email me and I'll see if I can hook you up with some information of where you can go for that. Heather, good for you. Let's see. How much potassium and what's the best way to get enough? I don't know. I would research that, Claire. Love fasting 20 hours plus. Can't wait until our July session starts. Yeah, Deborah, I can't wait either. All those things about the house and the like how much you should have. I don't like to say anything here. I just don't think that's my place to say. So I would either consult your physician or Google it and see what the average is for things, and then or maybe even look at a mineralized water bottle and see what breakup they have as far as milligrams or whatever they have in there, and then maybe shoot for that to start with, and then see how you feel. I go everything by how I feel. Some mineral waters make me feel great, others not so much. So you got to play with it. Hey, Margaret, good to see you here. Kara's here. My husband's here. Let's see. Chris, good to see you. Stephanie, nice to see you too. Ingrid's here. Susan. Shannon, hi guys, did my first fast 20 hours. Oh, Shannon, how'd that go? That was your first fast and you did 20 hours? You're a rock star. Jenny, good to see you. Dina, does anyone else use the water tree water and is a mineral water? I don't know I've never seen the water tree water. Kay, do they make uncarbonate mineral water? Yes, Kay, the Mountain Valley makes an uncarbonated and a carbonated. So the Mountain Valley with the orange label is spring water that's uncarbonated, and the Mountain Valley with the blue label is carbonated. And then we saw we live in Texas, so Central Market, or it's called H-E-B in some places. They also had an Italian version of mineral water we hadn't seen before. It was like a different bottle, so it caught our eye. And they had a carbonated and uncarbonated also. So I just suggest wherever you live, go down the water aisle at the grocery store and where they would have cases of bottled water, and just look at the section where they house all the glass bottles. That's usually a key that it's mineral water because the bottles are in glass. And then just kind of shop around for different brands, different pricing, what's in each mineral water. So you have to turn it around to the back and actually read the ingredients label, and then you can just kind of experiment. Buy one bottle of several different brands and see which one you like the best. Stephanie, yes, Mountain Valley makes, yeah. Okay, cool, Stephanie, thanks for that. Tracy, I probably would never have tried Topo Chico if you hadn't recommended it, and now it's my fave. I know, Topo Chico's it's almost like a treat. Like, I had a Topo Chico the other night waiting for my teenage son to get home. I always try to stay awake so he gets home. He was getting home at like 11:30 or something, and in the olden days, I would have poured myself a glass of wine, not even thinking about it. And instead, I poured myself a Topo Chico in a wine glass, and it was a nice little treat. So I love it. Lots of fluid retention while traveling, heat and humidity this weekend, so I switched to plain water for a day. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Stephanie did it. Oh, okay, let's see. All right, Melissa's here. Good to see you. And Nicole's here. Nice to see you, too. What about Evian? I got a bottle today because I couldn't find anything else. I don't think it's going to hurt you. I think bottled water, I always say just try to get water in glass bottles, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Rita, good to see you. Dorothy, good to see you. I don't always have the freedom to consume a lot of fluids at work. I work in the OR and can't always get out of the restroom frequently. I try to make it up after work. Yeah, so I'd say make it up after work. Make sure you're drinking 25 ounces before you go to bed. Drink 25 ounces as soon as you wake up. That's a good 50 ounces in your system, and then worst case scenario, you just fill it in when you eat or something. So let's see. So Shannon's sharing her 20-hour fast with us. It went really well. Got pretty hungry and had a headache after 19 hours, but I was able to stick it out, no problem. Signed up for your July course. Awesome, Shannon. So we'll teach you how to do 20-hour fasts really effectively, and we'll work you into getting no headache. Emily, I'm still going strong, feeling great, and down 16 pounds, May group. Oh, awesome, Emily. Thank you for sharing that. Rita, love Topo Chico. My husband went on a hunt for some in Virginia. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you're going to love Topo Chico. And Rita, welcome to our July course also. Diane, this is my first fast where I just was not hungry until the second 2 in the afternoon. Awesome. So you went till 2 in the afternoon and you weren't hungry. That's awesome. That means your hunger hormones are settling in. Joy, good to see you here. See if there's anything else over here on YouTube. Let's see, where did I leave off? How much potassium? What's the beta? Okay, love fasting 20 hours plus. Can't wait for our July session. Deborah, it's going to be awesome. Kathy, welcome to the July class also. Love that you guys are all jumping on. Let's see. Deborah Hawkins, why don't you send me an email and I'll answer that question about Shakeology for you. And it's my first name, last name, fitness@gmail.com. So Deborah, send me an email tonight and I'll get you some information as soon as we get off here. Mary, I listen to you while I drive. I'm hooked. Cannot wait to start the July group. Oh, Mary, awesome. Well, make sure you're driving safely while you're listening. Okay. Oh, so see... Okay, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to interact with my assistant, Kara, yet. She's awesome. So, Kara, thank you for answering Deborah's question. And Deborah, she just gave you my email address, so just look through the comments. Shanna, what do you recommend for breaking your fast with a shake besides Shakeology? Shanna, I would say anything high fat. New to hearing you, what is the group you're talking about? Blessed be God, I think 7 is your name. We're talking about an intermittent fasting group for aging women. 19 and a half hour mark and just had to eat. I've had, nice. 19 and a half hour mark, awesome for you. Chris, I'll be in July session. Can't wait to fast till then. Okay, so Chris, if you're going to be in the July session, you don't have to wait to fast till then. All we do in the July section, Jessica, good to see you here too. We teach you how to fast efficiently and effectively, and we teach you the whys and the hows of fasting, so it just makes sense from the scientific standpoint and from the female physiology standpoint. So I say if you're in the July course and you want to start fasting, the best thing that you can do is start fasting. And so if you're a morning breakfast kind of person, I always suggest just skipping breakfast to start out with. And then kind of just see how you feel throughout your day. And then if you feel comfortable with that, then, give that a few days and then sort of skip breakfast and then your morning snack. And then that way when you jump into the July course, we'll be able to help you kind of extend your fast out a little bit and teach you the hows and the whys of it and what's going on with your body chemistry as you're creating a fasting window, and we teach you the benefits of that so it all starts to make sense for you. So if you're in the July group, there's no sense in waiting to start your fasting experience and kind of train your body. Just start by skipping breakfast. Hey girl, making a trip to the U.S. next week and already have my grocery list in hand. Thanks for all your recommendations. Hey, Lisa, you're welcome. And if you have anything else that you're looking for in like a specific category, just shoot me an email and I'll tell you some great places to go look for some stuff or some equivalents to some things you might be looking for. And then Kara posted the link for our July course over on the YouTube page. So just scroll through the comments and you'll be able to get some information about our July course. What do you think of eating just watermelon while fasting? Too much sugar? Yes, way too much sugar. Claire, MCT oil, is that best in coffee or added to a shake that I have to break a fast? I would say either one, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Mary, do at least 18-hour fast daily, but I'm finding that I'm not really hungry during the feeding window. Why is that? Mary, it could be two things and they could be good or bad. So either if it's consistently you're not hungry and you're not feeling well, then it might be that you just have gone too low on your calories too fast, or maybe took too many carbohydrates out and you're just sort of slumping. Or it could be that you're eating the exact right amount of thing that your body needs to eat in your feasting window, and your body's satiated and it's getting all the nutrients that it needs, and that's just what your body needs. So I say play around with it a little bit and keep a food journal. Cassie, if I were be able to participate in the first week, should I wait to sign up for the course in August instead? No, Cassie. I always say if you're looking to make some positive changes in your health and your fitness and your lifestyle, never wait. The course is designed so that we do start at the same time as a group on July 1st, but it is pretty self-paced. So if you miss a couple days because you're on vacation or you have social events, it's no big deal. You can just log back into your course and just catch up with us. And then you'll be right back on track with this for the rest of the month. So I say if you're interested in joining and you're looking for some changes and you're interested in fasting, don't wait. Go ahead and sign up, secure your spot, and then you can just catch up, or we can help you get caught up. It's no big deal. We have a great group of women in our course group, and everyone's super, super supportive, and everyone will help you. Okay, let me see if I'll back over here on Facebook. So YouTube, hold on a second. I will be in the July session. Should I wait till... No, okay, we already answered that. Okay. Oh, yeah, Dina, it's going to be awesome. Sarah, I have only been drinking mineral water, no regular water. Do I need regular water? Sarah, it all depends on how you feel. Some people only drink mineral water and they feel great. I've noticed that I kind of have to split mine up a little bit. Sometimes I get a headache if I just drink mineral water. So since I've been adding my 2 of these a day, of just regular water, and we have an extra filtration system on our tap water. So we get our water from our refrigerator, which is filtered, and then we have a second filtration system that we work it through. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but a lot of filtration systems on refrigerators and stuff only remove chlorine, taste, and smell. They don't actually filter anything out of your tap water. So we do the refrigeration part of our filter, and then we have a secondary filtration system that we actually filter our water through. So if you guys want any information on what that is, just email me and I'll give you the information on the second filtration system that we have. And it just makes me feel better about the water we're drinking out of the tap. Let's see, Jessica did first 12-hour day shift. Did great with food and fasting, decided to stop because on my way home grab kids, teacher. Jessica, I think you're typing in code. I can't read your message over there. Okay, so let's see. I'm back over on YouTube, so hold on a second. Facebook. Do at least 8 hours fasting. Okay, I already said. If I was, did that one? I started IF 2 weeks ago. It really fits my lifestyle, and 20 plus hours is a breeze and seeing some awesome results. Mary, that's awesome. 20 hours plus is my sweet spot. I don't know. I seem to have the best results. I'm in the best mood when I fast for 20 hours. Today I fasted for, I think, 22 hours. It was a piece of cake. I actually was so busy and just didn't even think about food that I forgot to break my fast. When you forget to break your fast, that's you're in a good place. Claire, Cassie, nearly waited due to vacation, but following Diane's advice, I didn't gain anything in 2 weeks and felt fantastic. Oh, Claire, awesome for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. So you went on vacation and you didn't gain any weight. That is awesome. Who wants to gain weight on vacation? Thoughts on gum during fasting? Obviously no sugar-free, but it's regular, okay. No, not regular, because you don't want to have any sugar in your system. And even for some people, a little bit of sugar can be enough to spike an insulin release. So you want to watch for gum that has no soy and no aspartame if possible. Sometimes you have to chew one or the other. I say pick gum with no soy for sure. There is one that I just purchased off Amazon. Maybe I'll do a little gum review on a live this week. I think it's called Simply Free or something. The thing about gum, when you don't have soy in it and you don't have aspartame in it, is that you can't compare it to gum that has those things in it, because although aspartame and soy are bad ingredients, we don't want to put those in our body in any sort of abundance. We want to try to eliminate them in as many places as we can. It makes our gum amazing. It makes the flavor last. It makes it very chewable. Take those two things out, and then your gum is just not what you're used to having. So I always say when you putting in healthier gum, so no soy and no aspartame, you can't compare it gum that you used to eat. So I can share with you guys some of the gum. I've been through every type of gum that's out there that's about a healthier side. Some of it is totally fine, and other is unbearably difficult to chew and to get through. And then there's some that I sort of tolerate, and then there's a gum that I really like. It has no soy in it, but it has aspartame in it, so I just kind of use it sparingly. And we're trying to do the best that we can with every opportunity that we have. We're not trying to be perfect. So I'm one of those people that if I can remove aspartame in as many possible areas of my life as I can, and every now and then I have it in a piece of gum, I'm going to be fine. And the same thing with we do that with aluminum too. So if I'm going to have a LaCroix every now and then in an aluminum can, I don't worry about it. We still eat tuna fish out of an aluminum can. That's okay. I don't use aluminum in the oven anymore because when it gets heated up, it becomes very toxic. So I always say in these types of situations when you're trying to find a healthier version of gum, but you really enjoy chewing gum, do the best that you can with the options that you have. And we're trying to do better with our health and better with our nutrition. We're going to try not to be perfect or become these extremists and live miserably. So I'll share some of the options that I have with the gums that I found, and some of the ones that are my go-to, they're my favorites, and then some that I will not ever purchase again because they were miserable and horrible chewing experience. And then I'll give you guys some options with that too, and where I find it and stuff like that. The spray gum's okay. I wasn't one of my favorites, and it's super expensive. So I found some different ones. But again, in a pinch or every now and then, that's a perfect gum too. What is the best method of determining calorie deficit? Count them, I would say, Angela. We don't worry about calorie deficiency when we're fasting, and we teach that in the course why you don't have to worry about it. So I always say go how you feel. If you're feeling lightheaded, you don't feel like you have energy, you're feeling a little depressed, and you're fasting, then it's probably because you're not getting enough calories in, or you're not getting enough of the right calories in. The best advice I can give you is keep a food journal and track what it is you're eating and how you're feeling, and associate the two of those two things, and then see if you can tweak some things to get a better feeling out of what you're doing in your feasting window. Key lime kisses. I do well for about 6 hours, but then head hunger sets in. Any tips or tricks to turn the mental need for food off? Yes. Key lime kisses, the best thing you could do is join our July course. We teach all of that in there, and we teach you how to get through the mental blocks with fasting and feasting, and why it is that you're preoccupied with food. It's basically a hormone imbalance, and it's a hormone imbalance with your hunger hormones, and we teach you how to get those in balance. So that can be, you can train your body to get over that. Okay, so that's it for YouTube. Let me see what I got over here on Facebook. Anything else? Nothing? Okay. So I hope that helps with the water and the mineral water and the caffeine. I know sometimes it feels like when you're trying to get water in you, it feels like you're just drinking water all day and then you run into the bathroom. And yes, that is the case. But that's really how our bodies are designed to function properly. We end up, again, we go against what we're supposed to be doing for our body to function normally, because it feels uncomfortable or it's inconvenient. But we really should be flushing out our systems pretty frequently throughout the day. So if you're in a situation where it's just not convenient, maybe, at work, try to get as much water in as you can before work and before you go to bed. There's no better feeling in the morning than waking up hydrated. So if you can start drinking water maybe at dinner time and then all through the night until you go to sleep, you'll wake up feeling a lot better in the morning. And then you're already kind of gave yourself a head start. Remember, if you feel dehydrated, or your mouth feels dry, or you feel like the need for hydration, then you're already past the dehydration point, and then you got to play makeup. So don't get yourself to that point where you're feeling dehydrated, because then it's almost too late, and you got to do some makeup time. Mary, I'm traveling this week and in business convention for Thursday to Sunday. I'm dreading this because my water intake is going to suffer greatly, which is my savior for hunger. Any ideas? Okay, Mary, do you drink coffee? Maybe use coffee to kind of offset your hunger. So maybe walk into the conference with a cup of coffee. Most conferences do have water displayed maybe like in the back room. So if I was you, I would take an insulated water bottle. If you're in our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman community group, today I posted some links on where you can get some really inexpensive insulated water bottles in the 25-ounce size, and they're super cute. So go in there, check those links. If you have Amazon Prime, they're usually delivered within a day or two with free shipping. So I would say order a 25-ounce insulated bottle. Walk into your conference with a water bottle. I carry this with me everywhere. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been taking little snapshots of my purse with my water bottle sticking out of it. I take it everywhere with me. And then you just got to make sure that you're opening it up and actually drinking out of it. So take a water bottle with you. And then, every break you have, just use that as an opportunity to go use the restroom. There's no need to be dehydrated when you're traveling. If you have to fly somewhere for your conference, make sure take an insulated bottle with you to the airport. We just take ours in our carry-on bag or my purse, and we take it like this through security so they know that there's nothing in it. And then as soon as we get through security, we fill it up with water and we take it on the plane with us. See if a flight attendant can fill up your insulated water bottle on the plane. And then you have to just look for opportunities to get some water in you. If you're staying at the hotel, this is a great way to get water when you're staying in a hotel room and you don't want to spend money on water. Fill it up at the bar or the restaurant or wherever it is that you're staying and take it up to the room with you. If you can, take more than one with you. Take 50 ounces, get 2 of them, and just fill them up everywhere you are and just take them with you everywhere you go. I have a huge purse, and I always make sure that thing is in there. Yeah, no sense in getting dehydrated when you're at a convention. Take water with you. And then you just have to create opportunities to use the restroom and to fill up your water bottle. And if you sip on this slowly throughout the day, you shouldn't have any issues with anything. Try to shoot for at least 75 ounces to 100 ounces of water while you're going through your course of your day, and you should be fine. Another great way to make sure you're not getting dehydrated on these business conferences and conventions and stuff is don't drink anything else but water. So, don't have any sugary drinks, don't have any filler beverages. Make sure that you're watching your alcohol intake, because that's a dehydrator naturally. Usually staying in a place where it's air conditioned all the time can get you dehydrated as well. Travel in itself makes you dehydrated. So you have to consciously track your water and make sure that you're just going out of your way and seeking out water opportunities for yourself. So that'll be good. Hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see what we got going on over here. Ingrid's on a 24-hour fast. That's impressive. I don't always have the freedom to consume a lot of fluids at work. I work in the OR and can't always get out to the restroom frequently. I try to make it up after work. Okay, I think I already read that one. Okay. Yep, good for you. So you got to create opportunities sometimes. In a pinch, cover your food with parchment paper, then cover with foil. It prevents it from touching your food. Silicone baking covers work great also. Yeah, we just do silicone baking covers. Works great. Okay, thanks. Great advice on travel water. Okay, good, Mary. And then do me a favor, Mary, let me know how it works for you, because if you've found some tips or tricks or techniques while you're traveling that worked well for you, then let me know and we can share them with other people, because there's a lot of people here who do some traveling. I know when we go on vacation, everyone in my family has one of these, and we just take the lid off and we put it in our carry-on bag or purse. We carry it through just like this, so there's no issues. And then as soon as we get through that security, we fill this bad boy up, and then we just ask flight attendants to fill it up. You can just go to any bar or restaurant in an airport, ask them to fill it up, and then take advantage of some time on a plane where you can, just walk down the aisleway and go to the restroom and get your water in you. So even going into a situation properly hydrated will give you a head start. So don't go into your conference dehydrated. Start hydrating yourself before you actually get there. That will help too. Orlando, that's nice of you. He's a friend of mine from San Diego. Debbie, do you drink out of plastic water bottles? No. We used to drink out of plastic water bottles, and then I started doing some research on it and scared the kajeebies out of me. So we've actually even thrown away like little plastic cups. My daughter's 10. She doesn't need to be drinking out of plastic cups. We drink out of mason jars, these, and we drink out of I'm the klutzy one in my house. So my kids are really lucky. I never get mad when something breaks in my house because I break things more than anybody. And so I go to Walmart and I buy very inexpensive water glasses for our house. I buy them like 4 for $5 or something. And when we break them, I just go buy new ones. So we don't even stress about it. Everything in our house is now glass. Those cheesy little like restaurant cups kids get or whatever, they're in the trash. We don't play games. It's just too scary. You end up keeping them for years, and that plastic just breaks down when it gets through the dishwasher and the heat of the drying, or you put it in the microwave on accident or whatever. We just don't play. So mason jars, inexpensive glasses at Walmart work well. And I'll share with you guys, if you're in the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman community group, I'll share with you my little mason jar setup. I have these really cool like screw-on caps that have like a place for a straw, little spout you can drink out of them. So we use those, and they work great. Mason jars are awesome. They're fun to drink out of, and they're big, so it works well. Okay. We are going to bust out of here. If you guys don't have any more questions, let's see, Allison. Is it normal to break out and shed hair coming up on 3rd week and breaking out and hair shedding? Sometimes, yes, with the breakouts, people talk about kind of having like an acne breakout. And I don't know if I've shared it here before, what happened with my daughter when she had kind of a lactose intolerance and her body was detoxing from the lactose. She broke out really bad about the 2nd week, and then after that she was fine. So sometimes when you break out, it's usually a process of elimination when your body's detoxing from something that it's been intolerant to, and it's kind of been making you feel icky and you didn't really know why you were feeling icky. So I would say just keep an eye on it and see, how it progresses over the next couple of days, see if it kind of works its way through. And then the hair shedding thing, again, it could be that maybe you're just going a little bit too low on your calories, or you might need to import or incorporate a little bit more healthy fat into your diet. So usually those kind of things are more a result of maybe you went too deep into fasting, too fast, or you're not putting enough nutrient-dense food into your feasting windows. And then I always suggest adding in some collagen protein as well. That's always good for like skin and hair and all that kind of stuff. And if you need a reference for a good collagen protein, email me and I'll let you know what I'm using. I love it, and my hair and my skin and everything has just been great since I started incorporating it with my fasting, and it's been fine. Usually hair falling out is like a hormonal thing too, so it could be that maybe your hormones are balancing out, and it might be a good thing. I don't know. And again, I always say if anything seems weird, research it and then read like 3 or 4 different articles. Don't read the first one you fall on because, sometimes people just write stuff off their experience and it might be different than yours. So I have heard of the hair falling out thing before, and anytime I've had sort of that experience with hair falling out, it's been something hormonally going on with me or some sort of deficiency, and so I up my multivitamins for a week or 2, or I track my food intake and just make sure that I'm getting enough fat and enough calories in my system. Lisa, inspire me because you make it easy. Weaning my way to 16 hours. For me, it's mindset and remembering to not eat. Haha. Your eyebrows look great. Oh, thank you. I went and got my eyebrows threaded. If you haven't had your eyebrows threaded, it's the only way to do your eyebrows. Mary, one more travel question. What is your take on protein bars? Okay, so Mary, protein bars. Good question. There are some okay protein bars out there, but the thing we have to remember about protein bars is that they're not food. But again, we're not searching for perfection. We're searching for making progress. So one of my favorite kind of go-to protein bars when I'm in a pinch is a Go Macro bar. There's no soy, there's no gluten, and there's no dairy in them. They're not exactly the lowest in carbohydrates, but it does in a pinch. Hey, Brazil. So Go Macro. You can find them at Sprouts. You can find them at a Trader Joe's. There's some other ones that are out there that are probably lower in carbohydrate, but I just don't like to eat cardboard. So I've probably eaten every protein bar that's out there. Go Macro is my go-to. You can eat half of it, so you can kind of, it's pretty filling and it's pretty dense, so it's kind of even like hard to chew sometimes, like your jaw will get tired. So I would say maybe throw one of those in your purse or your travel bag, one or two of those, and use them in a pinch. You can take some almonds with you, take some nuts, put them in a bag. You can get like the 100-calorie packs or whatever, serving packs if you want, of nuts. Those are always good, especially if you're in a conference. I was at a conference in the fall, and I had Go Macro bars and LaCroix, and those were the ones that kind of got me through like the lunchtime area into like the late afternoon, and they were perfect. I did half at a time. And that'll kind of save you from going too high end on your sugars. And if you don't mind eating like jerky, like beef jerky is great, turkey jerky is great. I just say avoid the teriyaki flavors, just because those are gonna have soy in them. So beef jerky is good too. Throw a couple pieces in a Ziploc bag and throw them in your purse. And those are kind of those things that'll kind of, take the edge off. If you're feeling like you need to take something that's like a little snack into a conference, or go by the bar and grab a couple of olives or something from the bar, and throw those in like a bag or a little bowl or something like that, and you can take those into a conference and snack on those too. I can't drop my glasses. I'm gonna pick them up real quick. So those are kind of little ways that you can put little things into your day without going too far off too. I've had comments from my hairdresser that my hair has thickened since intermittent fasting. Yeah, Claire, that's probably because your hormones are balancing out. So that's good. Are you incorporating collagen protein too? Hey, Mel, good to see you. Interested to see if you're doing collagen protein. Okay, cool. Okay, so it looks like the comments are slowing down. So that's usually my cue to jump off of here. Thanks for joining us tonight, you guys. Great comments and great questions. I always love being able to interact with you guys, and what your comments and your questions, I'm sure, are helping other people who are listening in. So keep bringing them. If you're catching this in the rebroadcast or catching this in the recording on YouTube or Facebook, always feel free to leave your comment, even if you can't make it live. I know this is not a convenient time for everyone. I do go through the comments feeds, and I do respond to you if you've left a comment or question for me. So definitely feel free to just say hello if you'd like as well. Always love hearing from you. If you haven't done so yet and you're new and you're on Facebook, hit that like button. That way when I go live, you'll be notified, and then you can catch us live if it's an opportunity that works for you next time. And if you're catching us on YouTube, please feel free to do the same. Hit that subscribe button. That way when I go live or I do upload a video, you'll be notified, and then you won't miss any of this important information that you're sharing with you guys as far as our intermittent fasting journey. If you have questions about the July course, we do still have it open, but we're kind of getting to that iffy point where we might have to close things up. It's getting really full. We will start on July 1st. So we usually close it out a week before our course starts, so we can give everybody some time to kind of get themselves set up and no one's panicking, feeling like they're going to miss anything. So if you're on the fence, I always say if it has something to do with improving your health and fitness or your nutrition and lifestyle, definitely don't put it off. Go ahead and join us for the July course. We will make sure that you get taken care of. If you have to miss a couple of days, don't worry. It is an online course. You can log in and catch yourself up at your own convenience. I know a lot of people just spend like a day kind of watching the videos and catching themselves up. Not a problem there at all. And then our Facebook group is always a community of very helpful and supportive women. They will also help you get back on track. So do not hesitate if it's something that you're thinking about doing that will improve something in your life, health, fitness, or nutrition wise. My mom and sis joined July. Aw, Dina and Brenda, it will be good to have you. No, not heard of collagen protein. Oh, Claire, you should email me. I will give you a link. The stuff's awesome. Cynthia, black olives or green olives? I don't know. Olives are olives. They're just fat and they're good. And, my daughter snacks on olives. Like, she's like, Mom, I just had a can of olives. I'm like an entire can of olives? She's like, yeah. So she, I don't know. It's better than eating a bag of cookies. So in our house, we eat both. She likes black olives. I personally like green olives, and I get the kind that have a little bit of jalapeno stuffed in them. So there's a little spicy and a little salt and a little crunch and a lot of fat. So I eat olives like very, very casually in our house. I always have a jar in the refrigerator, and I just eat them whenever I feel like I want to have a little snack. And it's better than eating something sweet. And it'll satisfy a craving you have too. The little salty and the spicy satisfies a craving for snacking. So it works great. And you get a little fat in you, which is nice. Lynn, why is organic wheat-free tamari not acceptable? I understand why soy as processed foods isn't okay, but it sounds as if you recommend avoiding all soy at all times. I personally do, Lynn, because every kind of soy that I have tried, whether organic or not, has caused me to have a reaction to soy, and I don't trust the soy that is made here in the United States. I think it's just tampered with too much. So for me, it's just easy for me to eliminate it all instead of experimenting with what works and what doesn't. It all makes me sick, and it all throws my thyroid off. So I just don't trust it, and I just avoid it. Again, it's that personal thing. So if it doesn't bother you, or you're not, or you have something that you trust, that you like, that's a go-to, then there's no reason why you should eliminate that from your lifestyle. Everything is very individualized, and it's very personal to you and the journey that you're on. So if it works, I say keep it. For me, it just doesn't work. So I just don't do it. And I haven't found anything that I trust enough. Okay, so I'm going to pop off. I have some consult calls I got to get on at 10 o'clock. So that is part of our July course for now. If you book with July, you get a 30-minute consult call with me where I kind of help you with your intermittent fasting or anything else you have going on in your life. I've had some amazing calm conversations that have absolutely nothing to do with fasting, but just great conversations with some women in our June group. So if you're looking for some one-on-one support, joining the July group will be great. We're going to change some things up in August. So again, don't delay if you're interested in doing something with us. And then I will see you guys tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time in both of these places again. If you have a question or a comment you would like me to address here live, definitely feel free to message me, and I will make sure that your question gets addressed here so that we can get some questions answered for you as well. Yeah, Claire, if you email me, I'll share with you where I get my vital proteins if you're interested. Okay, so I'm going to jump off. Thanks again for spending some time with me on Monday night. I hope you guys had a great time celebrating Father's Day this weekend. And then I will see you guys here tomorrow night, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night.